When I started photography, I was in this wonderful position as a student where you can make work daily. I used to go out with friends, we'd have our cameras and we'd be street photographers. What I found once I'd left university, nobody wanted to hire me as a street photographer. And luckily I found a job working in Leeds at the College of Art. I had to find subject matters which were available to me whilst I was working. So it gave me a real opportunity to continue to make work whilst earning a living. And I think that's really where the notion of a duration kind of born out of these portraits from the students. They were there, they were my material to work with. They were, if you want, my new street photography, they were what was in front of me. And from that it just grew and grew. On the side of that, every time I used to go home to visit my mother, I would have cameras with me and I would continue making photographs. And after a period of time, I think it was 2001, when my mother was very ill, I started to print everything and I ended up printing maybe 200, 300 prints which were all over the floor of her home. One of the downsides with duration pieces is that you don't know when to stop. So I tend to continue, and some projects have a natural end. If you're dealing with age, certain things happen, so your project finishes. On the other side of it, something like the students, what's really interesting is that through social media, having photographed these students back in the 90s, I'm starting to re-photograph them now, 20 years later. But it will be interesting to see how the work materialises through the gallery, and it'd be nice to see the work on the wall. In the box we've got two bodies of work, small bodies of work from School of Art and Mother. We have a small selection of prints from Mother, and we have a broader selection from the School of Art. School of Art contains some vintage prints I made when I was actually starting to make the work, and I made them in the same time period as the photographs were taken. And then there's a series of modern prints which I've made far more recently. I think you've got a real sense of a photographer through a period of time, and I think the prints in the gallery show that time period and show the sense of what I've been trying to achieve with my work. It's very personal work. It's very emotive, you know, the work's special to me. The prints are special to me. But you reach a point where you want to give them to the world. I remember someone said to me, "Are you prepared to give up your mother?" And I think what she meant by that was she'd no longer be my mother once the work was out there, you'd be sharing her. So it took a while for me to be confident enough to give it to a broader audience, to the world. And we've reached that point now, we've managed to get there, and we're really looking forward to seeing where we can go with the prints, and through the help of the gallery. It's been wonderful.